WNST, Towson, Baltimore, and WNST.net. Al Redmer is with us right now. He is the Baltimore County executive candidate on the Republican side. Get out on November 6th. Doesn't matter if you vote for him, against him, with the other guys, with anybody, but get out and vote because it's important, and we're all American. We're all in this together, and I'm doing my public service and sitting down. I've known Al a long time, and, you know, the one thing I want to say about this, and I did talk to your opponent about this, and I want to talk to you about it because I do live in the city, and I might still live in the city, and I've sat on jury duty in the city. I'm going to vote in the city. The city and the county are sort of like the sock and the shoe, and they kind of have to fit, and it kind of has to work.
Sure.
And I think that that some of the city crimes leaking out into the county. Well, what the hell did you expect? I mean,
Right.
I don't know what else to say other than we need to fix the city too, or first. And no disrespect to the county, where I've got all my roots, my business. You know, I love everything about the county, right? And I lived in the county more of my life than I've lived in the city. But I'm really concerned about the city so much that I've thought about, should I run for mayor? Should somebody run for mayor who is going to get the squeegee kids off the corner and make it a place that you can conduct business? And I think the county has similar issues where I see people out on corners approaching cars and doing stuff. I don't know what's become of that, but I do know if the city rots in hell, the county can't be any good if the city's not any good. That's my feeling about it.
No, you're exactly right, and obviously I can tell you that Governor Hogan is incredibly concerned about that, and he has focused a lot of time and effort and resources into Baltimore City, and cares
there are
greatly.
A lot of people in the city that believe that, by the way.
Sure, and because it's true, it is true. And
don't believe that, I said.
Oh, don't believe that. Well, then they haven't been paying attention because again, he's there a lot. He spent a lot of resources there. We need in Baltimore County, from our piece as county executive, we will coordinate and collaborate with the city to the extent that they're willing to have us participate. Crime is a perfect example. There are no borders for criminals. They're going to be back and forth. We need to be coordinating our efforts with the city. But it's not just crime. It's also these quality of life issues. Baltimore County does a horrible job of communicating internally with their own employees and departments. We do a horrible job of coordinating and communicating externally to other stakeholders. A case in point is, the county has done a reasonable job of trying to eradicate rats in certain neighborhoods. But
I own a piece of property in one of those neighborhoods in East Baltimore.
So what happens, though, is they go in, they send in the rat patrol to go after the rats, but they don't coordinate or communicate with the large apartment complex owners. They don't coordinate with Baltimore City. So the rats will just sashay to the apartment complex or into Baltimore City. They wait for the dust to settle, and then they sashay back again. So you can't perform effectively when you're not communicating with all of the interested parties or stakeholders out there. And we will do a better job of that with the Redmer administration.
I know you want to talk about process improvement as well, and you've leveled some charges that the county's not being run well for your standards at this point. Things that you want to improve that you would improve on day one. The first things from a system standpoint that you see as maybe not corrupt, but just not well run.
Well, exactly. So we're gonna number one, we're gonna bring in the auditors. We're gonna look at every contract we have in Baltimore County, look at who we're paying and what we're paying them to do or for. Secondly, we're going to bring in the process improvement folks. Now, any candidate will tell you, if you elect me, this is how I will govern. I've been telling folks for a year and a half, this is how I have governed for years, running organizations in the public and private sector. So I do this today. In my current role, we have a process improvement team. We're going to do it in Baltimore County, where we come in, we go methodically one department to the next. We start with the rank and file employees, identifying what that department is supposed to be doing, how we do it, and how can we do it more efficiently and effectively and cost effectively than we currently do. In Baltimore County, the stories are horrific. We're still buying carbon paper in Baltimore County by the truckload. In Baltimore County, we still have couriers that pick up pieces of paper and deliver it across the county to another building. Now, the good news is the courier typically is not on a horse. That's the good thing. But we've got couriers. We're using carbon paper. In some departments in the county, it's as if we don't know that the fax machine has even been invented yet. The stories are horrific. So we're going to identify, and again, I said this previously, rather than spending new money on new things, we need to level set. We need to refocus on those things government's supposed to do. We need to deliver it more efficiently, effectively, and cost effectively. The other thing we're going to do is we will instill a culture of customer service in Baltimore County. You know, I mentioned quality of life issues. Code enforcement in Baltimore County has been decimated. There is a fraction of the number of folks that used to be there. You can call them about a dilapidated property. They'll come out because they've received a complaint. The property next door or down the street may be worse than this, but they can't do anything because there hasn't been a complaint filed. That's absolutely incredible. We're supposed to be serving the citizens of Baltimore County. And again, we need to clean up Baltimore County, the trash, the rats, the dilapidated properties, and there's going to be quality of life will be a major effort for the Redmer administration.
Al Redmer here. Final thing for you. I know you like to talk about your endorsements, and Governor Hogan endorses on all of your signs. Look, I am very, very outspoken about the creepy man running the country. And it has an R in front of it, and it has a red hat, and I have very, very quickly, within 24 months, become allergic to that.
Yeah.
I would have a hard time voting for you unless you are going to tell me that you're not like that.
Oh, I'm not.
And the integrity, the corruption, the lies, the brazen lying that goes on all day long on my Twitter, and the fake news, and the enemy of the state, and watching people I know get murdered in Annapolis.
Yeah.
I have a real problem with that, and I think there's going to be a lot of people. And I know you're a good man, and I've known you a long time. A lot of people that are going to put that red hat on and have that R, and it's not. There's something about it that's not right. That needs to be not correct. It is very right.
Sure.
That needs to be delineated for you or Larry to get my vote. And quite frankly, I haven't heard anyone, not you personally or Larry or anybody with an R, say anything about fascist-like comments that really disturb me. Because I know that's not you and that's not your heart, and I know it's not Larry's. But there's something about the team that I'm not digging right now.
Sure. So let me talk about that.
And that's not anti-Republican.
No.
You know that.
No.
You know that. I supported Ehrlich.
Yeah.
I would have supported Kasich. But this isn't a Republican. This is too close to Hitler for me.
I understand. And I tell folks all the time, I served 13 years in the House of Delegates, and I tell folks to talk to the Democrats that I served with and ask them about me and how I conduct myself and how I make decisions. As insurance commissioner, I'm in the legislature all the time. Contact your Democrat legislators that are on economic matters, health and government operations, or the finance committee, and ask them about me, and they'll tell you how I conduct myself. In addition to Governor Hogan, I've been endorsed by Dennis Rasmussen, a former county executive that happens to be a Democrat. I've been endorsed by Joe Bartenfelder, former councilman, former delegate that's a Democrat. I have a significant...
I think I've eaten his corn, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Good corn.
I've got a significant endorsement coming out tomorrow from a well-known former elected Democrat. In addition to that, I've been endorsed by CASE, the organization that represents the principals and administrators in our county schools. I've been endorsed by every major public safety union in Baltimore County. I've been endorsed by the Baltimore County Sheriff's Union. I've been endorsed by the Baltimore County firefighters, and I've been endorsed by the Baltimore County police officers. So these organizations...
But you are appealing to the same people that Donald Trump looks to appeal to. The exact same people who would vote for him would vote for you.
I am looking to appeal to every voter in Baltimore County. I have been in every neighborhood in Baltimore County. I've been in Woodlawn, I've been in Randallstown, I've been in Dundalk, I've been in Middle River, I've been in Lansdowne, I've been in Halethorpe. I've been in every community in Baltimore County, and I am looking to appeal to every voter in Baltimore County. That's why I spend my time talking about the needs of Baltimore County, what they're interested in, and why I believe that I've got the background and experience to help them solve their problems in their neighborhoods, regardless of who's in the White House.
He is Al Redmer. The election is November the 6th. I could sit here and press you all day on it, and after you win or lose, I'll come back and we'll go round and round. But appreciate you making some time and coming out.
I enjoyed it. Always
Good
a
luck
pleasure
to you. And I would say the same thing I said to your opponent, who I don't know as well as you, is it takes a lot of chutzpah and a lot of desire and passion, and I see your very little humble office and your team here and a couple of people. I'm very impressed by anyone who runs, and I know it's easy to shoot at the politicians and say, yeah, they're politicians and whatever. I think it's a whole different thing to say, it is a labor of passion for any of you to run.
It is.
And we need more good people to run, period.
We do.
So instead of making bad for them, open it up and open up the conversation. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Al Redmer, November 6th is the day to vote. Get out.